Citizen Television.
Greetings and welcome to another episode of the Planetary Persuader. I am KozMcKev, your host, and this is for the week beginning the weekend actually of July 2nd, 2021. Now, looking at the sky today, we've got ourselves a waning moon in the last lunar mansion in the sky, which is Revati, and Revati is in the constellation of Pisces, that tail end of Pisces. And it's where Venus gets exalted. So there's this kind of this reckless abandonment in Revati that just leads to really good creative endeavors. The other thing I want to say about today, because Friday is like we're in a water sign in Vedic astrology, Pisces, turning into Aries tonight, okay? And so, or this evening or late afternoon, the moon's going to be in Aries. So this afternoon, early evening, if you're feeling kind of upset and shooken up by things, the moon's in the Gandanta. The Gandanta is a knot, okay, the knot between a water sign and a fire sign. And so what happens in Vedic sidereal astrology, not the Western tropical zodiac, they're doing a whole game, based on seasons, not on constellations. This Vedic stuff is a lot more cosmic. So, if you feel uneasy tonight in any way, or, there's arguments with your loved ones, know that, Venus and Mars are getting closer to each other. They're headed towards a planetary war. And we also have the moon in the Gandanta tonight, even though it's a Venus night. And yet, if you do some creative stuff, moon's kind of void of course until at 9:15 p.m. So things get kind of like, I don't know where they're at. Saturday, moon will be in Western Taurus. So in the Western zodiac, moon's in Aries tonight. So, either way, okay? Here we are. Sun's in Cancer. I believe Mercury is still in Gemini this whole week. And we also have Venus in Leo, Mars in Leo, and we've got Jupiter in Pisces, although it is retrograde. Saturn is in Aquarius, and Uranus is in Taurus. Neptune in Pisces, also retrograde. Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. So, thinking about this, one thing is like Pluto's going to be squaring the moon tonight. So there's this other tension, around transformation and what to do about it. We're going to go sign by sign right now with your zodiac request. Let's talk Aries talk first of all. So Aries, here's the good news. Venus and Mars, yeah, sure, they're headed towards planetary war with each other. They're really close, but they are in your fifth house. Fifth house is a lucky house. Fifth house is about your children. Fifth house is about your creative endeavors and your creative life. And we want to have a creative life. Sun's in your fourth house. It's about your feelings. It's about your imagination. And the bigger your imagination is, the more open you are to greater possibilities. Albert Einstein once said that imagination is more important than logic. We don't live that way. But at the same time, we kind of do. I mean, a lot of people, because of fear and imaginary fears allowed things to happen to their own bodies, that they normally wouldn't have allowed to have happen. And it's an interesting thing. Even if that's just getting a tattoo because you feel like it'd be socially awkward without having one. I don't know, depending on where you're going, I suppose. You know. But you can always get temporaries. There's nothing wrong with getting a temporary. You just kind of like enjoy that alter ego. With Mercury and Gemini, we can say everyone enjoy your alter ego. So, greetings Aries. You're on top of your game. Venus and Mars are helping you, and even Saturn in the 11th. You're getting the help you need. You might be a little emotional. This might be a little bit of a rougher day for you, even with Moon in Aries. But you might make some chump change over the weekend, and that's the good news. All right. Greetings, Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope. I think if you're a Taurus born between the 1st of May to about the 7th of May, you're going through it. There's a lot of surprising, agitating twists and turns that you're having to adjust to and you're having to make real in your life. You have a lot of desire to talk about things. You have the desire to eat new food. You have this desire to somehow connect with family. Oh, that's interesting. And you also have the Sun now in the 3rd house, which is siblings. Writing, keeping a journal during this week could be helpful. Venus and Mars in the 4th house, so you're focusing more on your own feelings. And that's a good thing to do. And then we've got Pluto in the 9th house. Changing your religion, changing your location, changing your relationship with your father, your teachers. Maybe getting involved with a spiritual group. Like last week I said, ashrams are open. Monasteries are opening up now. So you can get a spiritual fix now. All right. So, greetings, Gemini. Welcome to your horoscope. We're out of the shadow period of Mercury. We're getting out of it this week. So everything should be sort of a better flow of communication. Should be a better flow of what you want to experience, what you want to see, what you want to manifest. And basically, Cancer time is a time for manifestation for Geminis. It's also a time of family. It's also a time where you make money. It's also a time where you might get dental work done or get a new pair of glasses. There's that. Venus and Mars in the 3rd house. Make some good poetry. Write some good songs. You hear me? Yeah, try that. That is going to be your friend, your help at this time. Maybe be a little bit more sensitive in the workplace. I know, I hate saying this. The politics of the workplace and the new bizarre culture is it's bizarre. That's all. And but you're going to still be able to have fun. All right. Greetings, Cancer. Welcome to your horoscope. So Pluto's in the 7th house. You're changing the way you look at relationships. You change the way that you do relationships. Venus and Mars in the 2nd house. A lot of things are involving money, food, your voice, what things taste like, how you're coping. If you're in a place where you still have to have a mask on, you're like, it really sweats. I don't like having a sweaty face. There's that issue, I guess. If Bill Clinton was still president, what would he say? He would say, don't mask, don't tell. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's kind of ego crushing with Saturn in the 8th house. I get it. But, you've got a lot of good fortune with that Jupiter, Neptune in the 9th house, Cancer. And you have friends in high places that are going to make you laugh with Uranus in the 11th house. That is all you really need to know right now. Now I got to do some hard talking, truth telling to good old Leo here. So greetings, Leo. Welcome to your horoscope. here we are in Cancer time, and so that's your 12th house. It's house of losses. And last week I said it's a good time to go to the ashram. It's a good time to go backpacking trip out in the wilderness. Just kind of isolate. Even spending a lot of alone time. It's like making good on old karma too. Paying your bills. I mean, there's some, sometimes Leo gets this like arrogant, I'm not going to pay that bill. I didn't really get what I wanted, and there's sort of like this like Leo huff. You kind of puff your chest up a little bit. I never, dignity and pride. I mean, all of these things, just swallow the pride. If you get mud, egg on your face, bird crap on your face, it doesn't really matter. Because this is not your time to, just go home and wash your face. Don't make any big deal about it. Disappointment, make the least about it. If you spend more time in prayer or meditation, you're going to navigate these next couple of weeks really well. And so that's what I would encourage. Because it's a time of loss, paying your bills, paying your debts. Yeah, I was wrong. Okay, that's fine. If you have that kind of attitude, you're going to navigate this with flying colors. Plus, you look good. You got Venus and Mars in the first house. Even if they are in planetary war, actually being in conflict with yourself is super endearing. We kind of like it. All right, greetings Virgo, welcome to your horoscope. So, I mean, what's the deal with you this week? The weekend looks great. I mean, with the moon in Taurus this weekend, Virgo, this is a good weekend for Virgo to travel, to do something a little bit different, a little bit exotic. I know this Virgo would probably go to the ashram if he could, so I might. I don't know yet. I'm looking at Jupiter and Neptune in the 7th house. So relationships are really important, and having a healthy spiritual relationship is important. When you pray for each other's needs as a couple, it really brings together a much higher sense of intimacy. Shoot, I even pray for the needs of other couples. I don't even know what's going on for them, but I do, because I want them to have peace in their life, and I want that to be an extension of the energy that I put out. And so I would certainly recommend that. There's a lot of public demand. There's a lot of contracts on you, Virgo. They're like, everybody wants a little piece of you. They do. They're like, oh God, I'm hoping I run into you. They want to know what's going on. And Virgo has that way of like, well, this clean slate analysis. These are my impressions. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. So do some of that. I think you're going to be manifesting. I think you're going to have a really good time by next weekend. New moon, very social weekend coming up next weekend for you as well. I think it's a great time to be a Virgo. That's what I'm going to say. I'm not really a Virgo. I just have a Virgo rising, but that's better than a Virgo sun for me. I think, so you're operating like a Virgo. It's not just like you're like one of 30 Virgo souls out there that are all different. That's sun sign in Virgo. That's a different thing. Well, anyhow, greetings Libra. Oh, I'm a Libra. My poop is got sparkle dust in it, and it smells nice because I took this nice essential oil, so nobody would be offended. And and I'm here to promote puppy dogs and velvet paintings of really sad looking children with big eyes. Oh goodness gracious. I mean, it's really like you want you have a lot of extra responsibility. Now, it's the first deal, Libra. You got more responsibility on that yoke, on those shoulders, than usual. That's what happens in Cancer time. I've seen it over and over again with you. So this is where you aspire to some kind of leadership. And your talents and skills, your best talents and skills are being seen. And we got the Venus and Mars thing going on in your 11th house, so there's like some delightful social activity. It's been fun. People are really appreciating cutting loose in front of their friends and people. It's been a while. And little things count. I mean, you may be dealing with difficult children. You may have some health issues that you have to address. it's pretty nice. Friday night, even though there's a Gandanta, you're somewhat at peace. And, by this weekend, you might have to do stuff for other people, might be calling the shots, and there'll be some exciting changes and whatnot. But by next week, you'll be doing the work, and by the end of this week, you'll be feeling pretty good. Okay. All right. So. Yeah, I get it. Okay, so greetings, Scorpio. Welcome to your horoscope. So Mars, along with Venus in the midheaven, you have a more dynamic presence in your career. So this is whatever you're doing, your side job as well as the job you show up for every day. And this is where you're doing karma to do service to the world. So what I think of the service that we're giving, it's love, and more love. Let's just try and help each other. Let's open the gate for more positivity and good things for each other. Let's clear those obstacles, for each other. We make things better. We have that power. That's what we're going to do. Pluto and Capricorn, there's this change of friendships, relationship with family that's really deepening right now to the core. This relationship it could change your relationship with your mother, what's going on with her, and but I think most of it's really like the Mars thing, get out there. And Cancer is in your ninth house, so there's like travel, vacation, get out as much as you can. That's my plan this summer. If I can get away for a little bit up in the mountains anytime I can, I want to do it. I live in a hot valley. And sometimes the weather's nice. It's not all bad, But, when it isn't in the upper 90s or higher, then it's lovely. But enough about me. Now about Sagittarius. Okay. Yes, we will drink some water, and yes, of course, Sagittarius loves the moon in Aries, so it's like you've been in your heart, you've been opening up lately. Sun in Cancer, not so much, a little bit harder. Other people have the power more, so there's sort of this like, I have to relinquish my outlandish control freak side of me, and just live and let live. You're good at that, Sagittarius. Normally that's your reputation. Let's I'm just kind of thinking about some of the aspects that are going on this week. Besides things, revving up to an interesting Friday with this moon tonight in the Gandanta squaring Pluto. It's like, okay, do we need any more stress right now? No, we do not. But just be careful, watch, just watch what you're doing. Take your time. Don't be in any rush for anything. All right? That's the word to the wise for you. Okay, so Jupiter, Neptune, it's like create an altar in your house. Create a spiritual space. Even if it's just a fountain in your backyard and a few plants. It's like whatever makes you feel a little more at peace, a little more tuned to the God force. And some of you are just 5 sense people. You're pretty dense. You don't get any, those other senses may not have opened up yet. You haven't visited the peyote church or anything. And I get it. You're still at muggle status, and that's fine. God loves you as a muggle. Accepts you where you are. You don't have to be, anything but who you are. And that's okay too. The Venus and Mars thing, actually, in the ninth house is working good for you. You could be a long-distance success artist and a long-distance romancer. You're a sweet talker with Mercury and North Node in the 7th house. Okay, now we're going to Capricorn. Yeah, there's big changes ahead. We know this, and you're a part of it. Now, if you're a Capricorn, born, say, the late teens of January, like 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, you're going through some really deep changes. New responsibilities, And the changes aren't necessarily that bad. You know, it's like if you're doing tarot reading, you get death card. Almost never means physical death. It means there's big changes in your life, you know. And in one of my decks I own, the Aquarian Tarot, it's almost like a sunrise more than it's a sunset. At least I see it that way. We're heralding, you know, it is like when a new day dawns, it's really a death to the night. And so good things could be happening to you, Capricorn. It's a good time for romance. It's deep, you know. This is, you know, you want to work on your Kundalini Tantra work here with Venus and Mars in the 8th house. It's not a bad place to start. I mean, they are in planetary war, but, you know, have the discipline to learn. And on the other side of things, creating a spiritual community for yourself. I mean, this weekend's going to be fun. I mean, Saturday, Sunday, Moon in Taurus, 5th house. I mean, forget about it. You're having a good time, right? I want to hear about it when you include me in your comments here. And now, back in the land of Aquarius. Greetings, Aquarius. Welcome to your horoscope. I mean, now, this is a sign of the zodiac that's key phrase is I know. And I find a lot of them are like sort of like head trippers or mind effers because they want to stay in control by keeping you confused with their little tricks. So Destiny, are you watching? Destiny is an interesting woman. She's in her early 40s and she really likes to post pictures on social media of uber hot women with tattoos and very little clothing. And some other stuff too, but it's just like, okay, and now what do we do with this? I don't know. She's kind of like, now that I've got your attention, boys. You know, so that's an Aquarius strategy, is getting people's attention and then maybe delivering something different than what they expected. I mean, if you can relate to that. But a lot of ways they show really good senses of humor. Like when I think of like John Belushi, a famous Aquarian, he's so funny. And Ronald Reagan, it was just funny that he was ever elected, and his relationship with the mentally ill seems a little bit contrived and strange, but you know, in a way he was a gateway to more mental illness in this country. So, you know, but you know, there's Ozzy Osbourne. There's another Aquarian. I think that's noteworthy. Yeah, I better quit while I'm behind. It's Saturn in the 1st house. You know, you just got to take your time. Yeah. It's retrograde. Take your time even more. All right. Pisces. This is it, the wind up in the pitch. So, I mean, Jupiter and Neptune are the two planets that rule Pisces, and they're in Pisces. What a perfect time to get a spiritual practice going. And I'd say, doesn't matter whether you're Christian, Jew, Muslim, Buddhist, Hindi, Jain, Rastafari, Taoist, Wiccan pagan, Orishas of Brazilian African voodoo. I mean, I don't know. Whatever's working for you to be a better person, this is a time to create that within you and go out there. And at the same time, be less judgmental about other people and what they're doing to get themselves on that right trip and right livelihood. And like just blessing people. Giving gifts a lot. Just making those, like being an ambassador of giving. That's what my cameraman does sometimes. He'll buy or flowers for people and just give them or cook them a meal, make a nice pie. He just like does things like that to make people happy. That's very godlike. It's service oriented, and that'll make good karma for you. Because I mean, should be you in your happy space, Pisces. That's what Cancer time should be. It should be you in your happy space, and I can't wait till next week when we do this again, and we're all in our happy spaces together. I don't think there's anything else really that interesting to look at this week. I mean, Monday looks like a really nice day. Thursday not so bad. Friday not so bad. Next week. Love you lots. See you next week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, have a comment. I'll see you again.